Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Rabbit Hole Net show.
Show. Good
Can I
evening, everyone.
rewind and start
Right.
that over? Welcome to the Rabbit Hole show, where we discuss all things prepping. What are we talking about tonight, Dave?
Well, we're talking about uh, EDC and how to carry your EDC. Sorry, I had to pop up right there and let me know that, hey, we just went live. Um, and I'm actually trying to pull that up right now. But we're going to talk about how to carry your EDC. We've been talking about EDC a little bit here back and forth.
Oh, we got an echo.
Yeah.
I guess that's on my
And
end. It happened when I pulled up the YouTube on the other screen, so I just took it off.
yeah, and I'm actually trying to find us on our own YouTube.
Well, I had it pulled up, but I think that's where the echo was coming from. I can't have it pulled up
Yeah.
because it comes through my speakers, and that's where the echo came in. So unfortunately, I can't watch the chat unless I look at my phone. But I don't, look at my phone the whole time.
So anyway, what we're
More
going to be talking
EDC
about is
talk.
how to carry your EDC and double check it because it's not showing live on the YouTube.
Okay, well we're streaming.
You do?
Um,
Maybe I am just having one of those moments. Um, go ahead and pull up YouTube and Josh will make sure it's muted.
um,
Sorry, we're going on the
yeah,
fly here,
that's.
and
I don't know
there it is.
how to mute it.
So cool. Um, what we're going to talk about is how to carry your EDC.
I can't have it pulled up because I can't figure out how to unmute it. Okay, go ahead, Dave.
Uh, Josh said, go ahead and pull it up.
Okay.
He's got it.
Oh, okay. Hold on, let me find it. Okay, don't talk.
Right. Okay. Technical difficulties, but
You're,
you know how this all is and how it works. So, all right. So,
hold on, Dave. Hold on.
oh,
Okay, don't talk. Okay. Okay.
all right. We're good now.
We're good. Thank you. Thank you.
We're good.
Okay.
So, we've talked about EDC a lot, and this will be the last one in the EDC segment. We'll have some other things
Just
coming
for a
up,
little
and
while because we don't want to wear it out.
exactly. I noticed that I've been talking about that a lot here recently, and well, it's because it's near and dear. I think it's very important in what you do, what you have with you, wherever you go. So just something to think about. So what we're talking about is how to carry your EDC. We've talked about what you need to carry, but how are you going to carry it? So what I prefer, what I use is Duluth Trading pants. They've got numerous cargo.
Oh, let me pull those pictures up. Dave, I think you froze. Okay. Dave, I think you're lagging. Sorry about the technical difficulties, guys. Um, Comes with the territory, I guess, when you have people, especially people like me, that don't know what they're doing. Can you hear me, Dave?
Yep, I got you. Can you hear me?
Just barely.
Awesome. I love it. Hey,
Huh?
hold on 1 second. It's hold on 1 second. You can bear with me for a moment.
Yeah, you sound like you're
Um,
underwater.
yeah.
Sorry about this, guys. Oh, he is. Okay, let me, oops, hide this for just a second. So, Dave, I can't hear you.
I'm coming back. There we go.
Okay. I was thinking for a second we might have to just shut the whole thing down and start all over.
Well, no, it's on my end. For some reason, it was showing that I was not on Wi-Fi, and
Oh,
I don't know why. I don't know why. So
okay.
either way,
Okay, you want to bring that
uh,
picture back up?
yes, please. Let's get started again. Hello, everyone.
Welcome
Welcome
to
to the
the
Rabbit
Rabbit
Hole
Hole
Show.
Show, where everything goes wrong.
Murphy's Law.
Okay, so let's see. Where did they go? Now it's not going to show up. Okay, the pics are not showing up. Hold on.
That's all right. So one thing to think about is we talked about how to carry your EDC, whether it be your knives, your gun, um, various survival items, how to carry tourniquets on you, and things like that. So um, you'll want to be able to make sure you're wearing like utility style. You don't have to, but if you find a way to carry your stuff without being all tacticaled out, even better. We always called the 511 pants the shoot me first pants as a joke, because you just look like law enforcement, and if they're targeting law enforcement, then you would be in that category. So those are what I wear most of the time is Duluth Trading fire hose pants. One is they stretch, they're very comfortable, they have multiple pockets, and you can get them without the cargo pockets also, so they look like just standard khakis. But they are extremely durable, and I wear them religiously. I do construction work, and they've held up, you know, throughout the years of being out as a job site. But that look is standard. Everybody wears cargo pants nowadays. It's not a big deal. But that'll allow me to carry my knife, my tourniquet, and things like that, and a concealed pocket on the side of the leg, and be good. Uh, and then that right there on the screen is the T-Rex arms
Did you freeze
iron
again?
side holster. Sorry,
I thought
I
I
did.
thought you froze again.
No, I did. It's the T-Rex arms iron side holster. That's what I use, and it's a thicker Kydex holster. It's an outside the waistband, but if you got bad back issues or whatever else, an inside the waistband doesn't really work too well in your favor. Um, so that's something like that I recommend. Now, just think about this: when you're talking about your holster, you want to make sure that it is a good product. You know, you're carrying your firearm; it's going to be on you, you know, for hours. You want it to be comfortable, but you also want to make sure it's durable. There's nothing worse than have your holster break when you're out at Longhorns getting something to eat and then realize, okay, now I have to go to the car and take this off because I can't carry this. You know, but along with that, so those mag pouches right there is what I'm using now. Those are called Snake Eater Tactical mag pouches. They've got a Velcro one wrap that just wraps around your belt, and you can put those pouches on. You just loosen your belt up, slide the belt away from the pants, and wrap them around. But what I like about those are, in the brown one right there in the front, that's where my Leatherman is. And then I've got the other mag pouches there. They work for PCC mags like MP5s or your Scorpion mags or anything like that. They'll fit in there also. Um, but I've been using those a lot here recently, doing my own little review of them. And you can get them in different colors: black, green, camo, what have you. You know. So then you get to what is going to be my bag. Every time you go to the store, you go out somewhere, you're going to have like an auxiliary bag with you. This is something that, you could leave in your vehicle and have a little extra supplies in it. Excuse me. This pollen's getting to me. I think it's getting everybody, but so that's a little black hawk. It's actually, I think that's discontinued. It's a little sling bag. It's not very comfortable to wear, but it's something that I can hold all my gear together. I'm going to the store, this bag goes with me. So inside, I've got a couple extra spare mags. I've got a small first aid kit and some other survival type items. You have the picture of the inside?
Uh, yeah, is that it? Yeah.
Yes. So that little gray pouch right there is actually where I carry quick clot and some gauze in there. It's very small. The camo bag inside there is actually a fanny pack, excuse me, a fanny pack to where I can take it out, snap it on if I have a chance, and that's got some other medical gear in there. And then you'll see on the end I have spare mags and a flashlight right there on the end. Um,
Let me know when you want me to switch to the next picture.
Sure. In that foil bag in there is actually a paintball smoke grenade. Now,
Paintball.
it's for used at paintball matches,
Uh-huh.
but it is a smoke grenade made by Enola Gay. Um, use these very responsible. I will say that right now. Use these things very responsible. I carry one with me as an absolute emergency. I need to create a distraction so I can get away, and that's the only reason for that.
All right.
I mean that's really what it is in my mind is to what um, military guys would say like break contact. If I need to, okay, I need to make a distraction so I can sneak out of here because I am not in for conflict. That's not, we're here to survive, not to fight unless we have to. That's what that's for. All right, go ahead and go to the next picture. And again, there's your knives. You'll want to make sure with your EDC that you've got something with you at all times. And with your pants pockets, you want to make sure that you can get to your utility tool. Your knife is the utility tool. The Leatherman is something that I go nowhere without. I use it every single day, even on the job site. Because of previous injuries, I don't use a knife to cut zip ties. I
I
will.
wonder why that could be.
Oh well, a self-inflicted knife wound is bad. Um, And also too, some of these zip ties when you go to cut it, or any item you're starting to cut, you got to think about the direction it's going in, or you're going to destroy what you're trying to cut. Um, but I use the zip tie, the needle nose on the pliers, just to twist the zip tie to break it off. You know, but your knife is your tool. I don't consider that a weapon because, again, I'm not a knife fighter. That's not my intent. But the knife is a tool, the same as a Leatherman. It can be used as such, but it's not my primary. I've heard people say that in a knife fight, everyone loses. That's just all there is to it. So but you need to think about how you're carrying those. Can you get to it easily? Can you access it behind your holster or whatever? You need to make sure you can get these things out. Um, if an automatic works better for you, cool. If a flipper works good, go for it. But all right, go ahead and go to the next one.
We already saw those.
Yes, forgot about that. Well, no, actually, so those black pouches right there are called Black Hawk. CQ, CQC, I think it's CQC mag pouches. Now, what I like about these are, and I've been carrying these for the longest time. I'm trying out the new nylon ones, but those just clip on your belt. You don't have to take your belt on or off. And that Leatherman sitting in that is actually in a Glock magazine pouch. It's a double duty. I can take the Leatherman out, put that in my pocket, and add another magazine if I need to. Another thing to think about is with these things, do I need to take these off because I got to go into the courthouse and get my tag now? You know, you
Thanks for
can,
the reminder. I need to get mine.
do you need to remove the whole belt to remove the pouch, or can you just pop these things off, or can you empty them? Certain municipalities, it's not a big deal having an empty pouch or an empty holster on you. But I have been to other municipalities that they freak out when they have an empty holster. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You
Next
know.
slide.
Next slide. I think we're going to go to the internals. Yeah. So, uh, and we'll just switch back and forth because these things.
Well, I didn't know the order, so I just kind of
Oh,
put them
no,
in
no,
there.
no, no. We'll run with it. You know. But you can see how that little first aid pouch opens up. That can go in my pocket, and I have a SE4 fixed blade in there in case I need a more heavy duty knife, which can also act as a pry bar. This thing is bomb proof. But I also carry a radio with me. If radios are your thing, you'll understand how they operate and how you can use them on your daily activities. Me and Lisa has been known to actually use them in Costco.
Mm-hmm.
uh, uh, Flea market was a big one where we would, separate our own ways, and we would have radios going back and forth. Um, but if you
Well,
have
it's
certain
also
frequencies,
good for like Black Friday shopping. For those of you who like to do Black Friday shopping, I am not that type of person, but just FYI.
no, and no, 100%. But there's other uses to have the radio. You need to practice with your radio. You need to know, what frequency you have on there, and if you need to call out for help, the radio is absolutely secondary. Your phone 911 is primary, and that is a reason. They can locate your phone for a 911 call. The radio they cannot, and then you would have to relay information to a 911 dispatcher, to a 911 dispatcher, and type things like that. So you need to think about your protocol with that. Um, but a radio is a vital option, you know. So sorry, had a pop up on the screen there, and it covered everything I was looking at.
Are we
The
going?
beauty of operating off of your phone.
Yeah. Next slide.
Next slide. Again, that's my holster on my belt. You can see that it's cut for an optic, which I am a huge advocate for optics on handguns now. Uh, some will say that they are not as fast, but I need it because I have readers on, and it's hard for me to see iron sights. That's just a fact. Um, but that holster right there, you can see that I'm actually carrying a light on my gun. I always have a light on my gun because I feel that bad things happen at nighttime. I need to be able to, one, identify a target. Uh, Two, uh, it may be the only light that I have on me, and I know you're not supposed to scan with your the light on your weapon and things like that, but it is a secondary light that I have on me. But go ahead and click on the next one. So that is one of my bags I have, and I have used this thing for road travels for I don't know how long. That is an Everly Stock Bandit pack, and you can see that I've got a lot of different items in there. So I've got uh, some AR mags, some extra Glock mags. Um, I have a first aid, a real trauma kit in there, chest seals, two tourniquets, the whole deal. Pair of gloves. I also have an American flag in there. I've got an opinion, and I don't know if it's right or wrong or indifferent, but my idea is that if I have to signal someone that I'm a good guy, that's going to be my way. Now, no one else is going to know, but in my mind, if I see somebody sitting there holding an American flag up, okay, don't shoot that guy. Like I said, it's my mindset right now. I don't know if it's worth it or not, but I feel that I'm a proud patriot. I would like to always have an American flag on me. Um, and gloves. You know, gloves. This, like I said, this is my primary bag. I'm experimenting with that little other green Blackhawk bag, but it's got a lot of the stuff that I carry with me every single day. Some of it's supplement items, notepads, pens. There's a water filter in there. There's a few little small row flares. But go ahead and go to the next slide. I think it's the back of that bag. Um, okay, that's the bag closed up. So that bag is actually able to carry two water bottles on the side. It's two 32-ounce Nalgene Oasis canteens. Another thing is my theory is to always have water with you. What if you happen to be in a place where you can't get water, or it's just not easily accessible, type deal. But that's my opinion. I wanted to have water on me. Now this pack, go ahead and go to the next slide. It's very slender. It's actually like a camelback size. Um, but you can see that it has some very heavy padding on the back. It's got some very nice shoulder pads. The only thing about this pack is it is very narrow, and you're carrying roughly 25 pounds of stuff in there. It does get uncomfortable for like a long term type if you try to carry it. Um,
Oops.
Hey,
That's all.
subscribe.
That's all of them.
uh, Sorry, I'm looking at my messages. Yeah, I actually use that backpack around the house. I was carrying it when I was weed eating. and realize that it is very uncomfortable because it's not designed for that much weight, but it's actually just an organizer. I'm just carrying it to the vehicle. I'll be able to get in there and use that to more or less resupply from if I need to do something. So just think about your your intent. We talk about what you need to carry, but we don't talk about how to carry it. When we was in Gatlinburg, I actually had that same pack, stripped all the stuff out of it. Well, I kept a few items, uh, but that's the pack I carried with us when we were walking around Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge. Um, One of the main reasons was if we bought something, I could put it in the pack. But another thing was I was actually able to just drink the water that I had instead of having to pay $5 for a bottle of water. You know,
Right, yeah.
um,
I wonder how they get
I
away with those kind of prices. But anyway.
well, it's a tourist zones. You know how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but think about how you're carrying these items. So overnight, Austin, Texas just had a terrorist attack.
Mm-hmm.
3 dead, including the shooter, 14 wounded. He drove by multiple times, 2 or 3 times, while shooting out of the window outside of a bar. Well, then he pulled over, got out of the vehicle, pulled out a long gun, and proceeded to fire into the crowd. If you've seen it on the news, you'll know that it's a horrific sight. They've got in the videos I was watching. There's 3 people performing CPR there on the sidewalks.
Mm-hmm.
In an instant, they were out there hanging out, and then now they're in their worst case scenario. You just don't know where these things are going to happen. And I know that if you're going to a bar or a nightclub or something like that, it's really hard to carry a lot of this stuff with you. You know, um, but you need to have that in your mindset about, do I need to go there? Now, I'm not saying stop going anywhere, but you need to be thinking, crowds. I don't like crowds. That's just all there is to
Me
it. And
neither.
it's not that I'm letting terrorism win. It's just my preference. You
Yeah.
know, that's just all there is to it.
I mean,
Um,
it's not that I don't mind a crowd as long as it's like I'm in the woods and like there's a crowd of animals around.
yes,
That's my kind of
uh,
crowd.
those kind of animals I don't mind actually.
Yeah. Not the.
Um,
Never mind.
so, going through the comments real quick. Yeah, Chuck, good to have you with us. Bob, good to have you with us. Chad, what's up, guys? Chuck, yeah, carrying the flashlight everywhere. That's my thing, man. Doing construction, I carry a flashlight everywhere I go. And I'll tell you, the O light has been the game changer for me. The O light has been the do all light, and I'm learning a little bit more about the laser where I can actually use that for signaling if I have to. And I'm actually, me and Bob's been talking about how we might be able to um, utilize that a little better. So,
Hmm.
um, the cool part about the O lights is they're USB-C and magnetic charging, so you don't have to worry about batteries. Have been a Streamlight fan my whole life, but now OLED is changing that because they're so much easier to carry and better, in my opinion. So, um, but think about what you're carrying. How are you going to carry that? Those of you that carry a firearm, do you carry a spare magazine? You know, 90% of the wow, 90% of the malfunctions on a firearm are magazine related. If your magazine takes a dump, Do you have a spare mag to throw in that gun so you can keep defending yourself? So that's something to think about. Or what happens if, for some reason, in which it has happened to me, wearing not an EDC holster, but I was wearing a holster riding a four wheeler and then accidentally ejected the magazine while I was riding around, and I got to where we were going, and I had no mag in my gun.
How? How?
So I had the Glock extended magazine release on my pistol, which was pushing on my Safarland thigh rig,
Mm.
and it accidentally ejected the magazine, which I now I do not use the extended magazine release for that reason because it sticks out too far.
Mm.
We went right back and found where my friend had drove over my magazine with his four wheeler because he was behind me. Uh, but it was a Glock. There was nothing wrong with it. I picked it up, dusted it off, and put it back in my pocket. But do you have a spare mag? You know, it's just something to think about. I know some guys they'll throw a gun in their pocket, and I got 6 rounds of 380 or 6 rounds of 38, and that's all I've got. That will more than likely do the job. You know, but when it doesn't, you're screwed. So something to think about. Uh, Bare minimum, have them in your vehicle. Um, all
What are they
right,
saying
so
in What are they saying in the
that's what I was
chat?
going to. Let's see here. Uh, yes, Bob, that is a Boker Kalashnikov knife. Ron, yeah, 4 of them, absolutely, man. That's about my carry, my number I carry, 4 extra mags. Sometimes I'll have 2 on me, minimum 1, but I'll have 2 others in a bag somewhere. Um, Chuck, yeah, the flashlights and the Black Hawk single double mag modified to carry a single 43X mag. Absolutely. Um, on the road, they carry 22 round mags and a quick bag. And you know, a lot of times you guys think that the bag in your vehicle is going to be a resupply point if you ever had to. If it got crazy enough, and I know that that is an extreme situation to think about. If it got crazy enough, and you have expended what you have on you, you're going to need something else. Now, would it ever get to that point? Probably not. I mean,
Well, I
realistically,
mean, we can say probably not because you know we've never had to deal with that type of situation, but don't count it out.
no. And that's the thing because you just don't know. Uh, we do live in the world of uh,
Insane.
well, no, we actually live in a lot of us live in a bubble. Uh, we have not experienced certain situations that others have in other parts of the world. You know, uh, yeah, we've had bad situations here in America, sure. You know, um, but like that mass shooting in Austin, Texas,
Mm-hmm.
they would, if you had 10 medikits in your vehicle, you'd be pulling every one of them out. Now, because it was on the strip, they had a lot of. I'm sorry, I just closed the chat. Uh, they had a lot of law enforcement that their response time was 1 minute.
A lot can happen in a minute.
Oh no, 100%. That's an eternity. But they were able to show up as he was still discharging his long gun and took out the shooter, and it's immediately started rendering aid and calling uh, first responders, ambulances and things like that. But yes, a minute's an extremely long time. You know, so just think about uh, what you're carrying and how to carry it. Um, fanny packs are actually in style again. So uh, do your thing. You can rock the man pack now. Uh, but no, make sure you're carrying a little extra. You know, whether it be your spare mags, your first aid kits, uh, whatever. And we could go down a whole nother rabbit hole talking about get home bags, what's in your truck, and things like
Hmm.
that. But
Well, the important thing is like we always say, just do something. If you don't want to carry a gun, uh, carry a knife, or what I call it last time. It's actually a monkey fist. What I call it last time, a monkey stick.
yeah, a monkey
It's a
stick.
monkey
Yeah, monkey
fist.
fist.
Just look it up.
Yeah,
But carry something for self defense. What are
yeah,
those things that expand the baton that expands?
yeah. Expendable batons.
Okay, I got it right.
Yep. Uh, Chuck even mentioned something in here now, and this is something that you need to keep in your mind. There's a lot of global insanity right now. It only takes one instance to set off the crazies, and that's true.
Mhm.
Uh, and I will say this right now because allegedly the guy was wearing some type of um,
Body armor.
I stand with Allah or something
Oh, oh, okay.
for the shooter in Austin, Texas.
Mhm.
It said something. Whatever. The
Something
thing
to that
is
effect.
something to that effect. Whatever. The thing about it is it has already been said by our government that there are sleeper cells in the United States, and we've all known this for a long time.
Mhm.
And they're saying because of the current conflict that they're going to activate these sleeper cells. You really need to be on your toes right now. And yeah, sure, I'm in Podunk, wherever county. I don't have to worry about it. They're not coming to my Publix.
How do you
You
know?
don't know that.
Yeah.
Exactly. Just because you live out in the middle of nowhere, you think that it's not a target. Well,
Well,
that
I
might
mean,
be their. No,
typically they go to the more populated areas, you know.
they do. They do. But, in all honesty, you just
But
don't
whether
know.
whether it's that or just a robbery, the smallest towns in the world, their gas stations still get robbed. You know,
Oh, yeah.
their houses still get broke into, all that kind of stuff. So, but anyway,
So think about how you're carrying your stuff. Take care of your stuff. You want to make sure, like, okay, your pocket knife. You want to make sure that pocket knife, you didn't just get through cutting carpet with it, and now it's so dull you couldn't do anything with it. A dull knife is a dangerous knife, and the
well,
reason.
I think Seth would say, not with that attitude.
Well, the thing about it is, a dull knife forces you to work the knife instead of the knife working for you. You're having to force it to do something because it's dull instead of it being able to cut the way it's supposed to. Then you could slip or do whatever else, So make sure you're maintaining your items. Um, like I said, the knives and flashlights are two of the primary things you're going to be using. So keep up with them. Whether you're going with an automatic knife to where it's easier to deploy, you
Hmm.
know, um, or you're trying to do something that's easier to get out,
Hmm.
versus a standard pocket knife. That's up to you. But also to where you live, check your local laws. Some of these cool ones don't or are illegal, which is stupid.
Very.
But keep up with your tools, keep up with your gear. Lisa, I think you've actually switched back to a sling bag from a
Mm-hmm.
fanny pack.
Mm-hmm. Well, the only reason why I did that is because I kind of had too much shit in my purse, and the fanny pack is too small now. I need to find one that's bigger. I do like the fanny pack, but it just got too small because I kept stuffing more stuff in it.
Well, and that's it. That one was I think an Everly
It's
style
not that
too,
I
just
don't like it.
smaller.
I would prefer the fanny pack. It's just the one that I have is too small. I mean, maybe I could stop carrying so much stuff. I don't carry that much, but literally the fanny pack is too small.
It is, and looking at that stuff, like we've talked about, it is a rabbit hole. How much you can carry, how much you need to carry. Once you start adding lights, knives, mags, tourniquets, it's like, good lord.
Well, by the time I put, and I'm talking about the size of the fanny pack, which is just barely, the, okay, it's, there's my phone. It's just barely longer than that. So by the time I put my phone in there, my wallet, and my pew pew, it's a tight squeeze.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm gonna have to find something else because I still have yet, after all these years, have still not been able to find a holster that I like.
It's tough.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough trying to find the right way to carry this stuff. You know, um, and the feasible way to do it. I mean, we could all throw this in a duffel bag and just dump in the truck and go. And then you're sitting there digging through this thing
Well,
like
yeah, I
it's
mean, the thing
a
about
Christmas
it
stocking.
is when you want to carry a firearm, the whole point is easy access,
Yes.
and the sling bag that I'm using now, not exactly ideal, but it's what I got right now until I find something different. My birthday's coming up.
It is. I got the hint. Um, so we'll look at that. Emily stock does have a couple of different variations of that, so we'll look and see what we can find with that. Um, there's a couple of different things we can come up with.
Mhm.
You know, but I'm a fan of the fanny pack because it's so simple to where I've got a med bag. It's actually a fanny pack in my truck to where if I needed to go to the truck to get a trauma kit, it's all in one fanny pack, and it actually hangs right on my headrest to where I can just reach in there, grab that, throw it over my shoulder, and go. Another thing is because it has a long strap on it, like a belt, that if I needed to throw this across a Walmart store, to get it to somebody so they can render their self aid, then they
Mhm.
could do that.
Mhm.
So uh, it's just a thought process. None of this works without practicing. And I don't care if you're sitting around with you and your wife, or you or your family. I'll say playing around loosely, but that's all it is. Everything is LARPing until you're doing it for real.
Mhm.
You know, sit there at the house and bounce ideas off of your family, off your friends, or whatever. Uh, we do this with me and my buddies all the time, every day. Hey man, what if? You know,
Mhm.
that's the only way you're going to advance your skill set.
Well, I
So,
mean, it's a lot of times you have to be. I guess you have to be in the right mindset to talk about these things because a lot of people And you know this as well as I do. A lot of people find that type of topic boring. They don't want to talk about doom and gloom. They don't want to talk about, what if scenarios and things like that, because they find it boring. So how do you tackle that? A family member that just, I'm not into it. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, and Bob just said, the problem with the fanny pack is, it is a device for carrying a firearm. Then, people can it can make you a target. I agree with that. You're trying to be discreet in a world that you're trying to be prepared for, and sometimes, you know, I've almost given up on the idea of being discreet because just my mannerism and how the way I carry myself, no matter where I go.
I don't think it really matters anymore. I think everybody is a target.
Yeah, it is, I and in today's society, unfortunately, a lot, well, not unfortunately, fortunately, um, a lot of people are arming themselves.
Mhm.
I mean, they are, so
Yeah, that, and that's fortunate and unfortunate. And when I say that, I mean a lot of the stupid people are, are harming themselves too.
well, they are, there's
And
there's
I'm not saying that to as an insult to anybody that doesn't know how to use a firearm. That's not the kind of person I'm talking about. I'm talking about the people that want to use it against the good guys. You know what I mean?
right. Well, I'm gonna try and do something real quick, and let me know if it drops me out. Am I
What do
still
you?
on?
You're frozen. You see that, guys? We touch something and it breaks. Where'd you go, Dave? What'd you do? Can't
Okay,
hear
so I
you.
can't do that.
What'd you try to do?
Hang on. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
What'd you do?
I did a screenshot. I took a screenshot of something I wanted to read. Unfortunately, it's on my phone, and I'm using my phone.
Oh well. We'll get
So
better one of these days.
uh, it is what it is. No, it's just get training. Even if you're watching YouTube on how to use a tourniquet, do that. If you don't know how to use a tourniquet, you need to look that up. Uh,
Yeah.
there's there's easy ways to make your own. The easiest thing to do is to purchase one.
Mm-hmm.
They're like $30. It is not out of reach for anyone to purchase this and have one around. Um, but yeah, never let anyone know you're carrying that, and I agree with that. I'm in the mindset of being concealed carried all the time because I don't want to make myself a target. I know. Um, it is easier for women to have a fanny pack or a purse um, than a guy. If you see a guy wearing a fanny pack, you know he's carrying a gun.
Not
I mean, that's just
necessarily. Not necessarily. I mean, never judge a book by its cover, is what
well,
I'm saying.
gun guys think there's a gun there. So, in closing, um, you know, do your homework on what you need to carry with you. I mean, you're talking about handgun, spare mags, knife, flashlight, and some auxiliary items in your vehicle. And how are you going to carry those? You can make your bag selection your own. One of my go-to things is to use. Milwaukee, DeWalt, Makita tool bags.
Mm-hmm.
It's an easy way to carry stuff around very discreetly. You know, um, you see DeWalt bags all the time, or Milwaukee bags all the time. You know, so I've got a different mindset because of my travels. So but carry your stuff, um, figure out how to do it and have it efficient, and make sure you got stuff with you because you just don't know when something's gonna go down.
It is very, very true. All right. Well, I think we're going to wrap it up. Thank you for everybody who joined in the chat and made your comments. We really appreciate that. Thank you for your support. Hit the like and subscribe
Yeah,
button if you don't mind. And
yeah. Chuck, Ronnie, uh, Bob. Who else we got in here?
I think Josh is in there.
Josh.
Well, some of them I don't recognize their YouTube name,
Yeah,
I don't know who's MAGA. I love that name. Who's
that's Bob.
MAGA? Huh?
That's Bob.
Is that Bob?
That's
Okay.
Bob. Yeah. So good to have y'all with us, and I won't beat the EDC conversation to death. I just feel that it's near and dear, and you need to be carrying stuff with you.
Very
Um,
true. Very true.
yeah. So, and we'll let everybody know the next topic soon.
Yep. And as always, invest in precious metals, brass and lead. Good night, everybody. Thank you for joining us.
All right. Good night, everyone.